God says, "A shocking letter about your inheritance is being delivered, and the person who sent it is not alive anymore. So listen to God now before it's too late. I am telling you this now because something life-changing is already in motion. And if you scroll past this moment, you may miss a blessing that was prepared for you long ago. This is not a small thing, and it is not a random thought, because a letter tied to your inheritance is being sent, and the one who wrote it has already left this earth. If you receive this in faith, type Amen. I need you to understand that what is coming carries truth, closure, and a release that the enemy hoped you would never see. Listen closely, because what I reveal to you now will explain what has been delayed and why this must unfold exactly as I planned. When I say inheritance, I am not speaking only of money or property, although provision can be part of it. I am speaking of what was assigned to your name before you ever understood your worth. The one who sent this letter carried knowledge, secrets, and intentions that were never fully spoken while they were alive. Now that they are gone, what was hidden is being pushed forward, and it will reach you at the right hour. This letter represents more than paper and ink, because it is proof that nothing escapes my sight. You wondered if certain promises died with the person who held them. But I am showing you that what I allow to be written carries authority beyond the grave. There are things people meant to give you, confess to you, or restore to you, and death did not cancel that assignment. I am the God who completes what others leave unfinished. Within the first moments of hearing this, you may feel fear or confusion, but I am not bringing this to harm you. I am preparing you so that when it arrives, you will not panic or doubt its meaning. If this is stirring your heart, take a moment to like this video as a sign that you are ready to receive what I am placing in your hands. This is about alignment, because I am positioning you to step into something that was delayed but never denied. The person who sent it did not fully understand how important their action would become. They may have acted quietly, perhaps even secretly, thinking they were protecting you or correcting a wrong. Now they are no longer alive, yet their decision is about to speak loudly into your present life. I am allowing their final act to open a door that others tried to keep shut. Do not think this is coincidence, because timing is everything in my kingdom. You have walked through seasons where you felt overlooked, as if what belonged to you was handed to someone else. I saw every moment of injustice, and I marked every tear you shed in silence. This letter is part of the correction I am bringing into your story. It may reveal truths about family, agreements, or hidden resources that you did not know existed. It may clear your name where it was misunderstood, or it may release provision that changes your direction. Whatever it contains, it is tied to inheritance, and inheritance speaks of rightful ownership. I am restoring what carries your name in heaven and on earth. I know you have questioned why certain breakthroughs never arrived. I know you have prayed and wondered if your time had passed. I am telling you now that your time has not passed, and what is written is about to confirm that. Comment 777 to declare your faith. This inheritance is also spiritual, because I am reminding you that you are chosen and not forgotten. The enemy wanted you to believe that what was meant for you died with someone else. But I am the one who resurrects purpose and brings hidden things into light. What was placed in writing will stand as testimony that I never removed my hand from your life. You may need courage when you read it, because some truths carry weight. There may be details that surprise you or challenge what you thought you knew. Do not let shock steal your peace, because I am already ahead of every reaction you will have. I am guiding you through this so that you grow stronger, not weaker. Understand that inheritance is connected to identity. When you know what belongs to you, you stop begging for what is already assigned. This letter is not only about receiving something, but about recognizing who you are. I am establishing you in confidence, so you no longer live beneath your calling. The person who sent it cannot speak to you now, but I can. I see their motives, their regrets, and their last intentions. Where they fell short, I will fill the gap. Where they acted in love, I will multiply the fruit of that love in your life. You must stay attentive in the days ahead. Do not dismiss official calls, unexpected notifications, or quiet nudges in your spirit. I am orchestrating the path this letter will take until it rests in your hands. When it arrives, you will realize that this was not random, but written into your journey long ago. You are still thinking about what I told you, and that is good, because this is not something to rush past. I want you to understand that when this letter reaches you, it will not only contain information, it will contain weight. It will feel like the closing of one chapter and the opening of another at the same time. I am preparing your heart now so that you do not respond with fear, but with discernment and trust in me. There were conversations that never happened while that person was alive. There were apologies that were formed in their mind but never spoken out loud. There were decisions they delayed because they thought they had more time. Now time on earth has ended for them, yet what they set in motion remains alive, and it is moving toward you. Have you heard about the top-secret ritual the government wants to keep hidden? Imagine if a single 7-second ritual could clear your debts and draw wealth to you effortlessly. A leaked CIA report and 4 leading neuroscience labs confirm it's not a myth. Struggling families are moving into dream homes with total peace of mind. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. This is why I am speaking so clearly to you now. I do not want you to be caught off guard and allow doubt to poison what I am releasing. The enemy will whisper that this is a trap or that it is too complicated to deal with. But I am telling you that what is coming carries my oversight, and I do not bless you with confusion. Some of you will discover that your name was protected in ways you never knew. There were people who tried to block you from receiving what was yours, yet the sender made a final decision that overturned their plans. That decision was recorded, sealed, and safeguarded until this very moment. I allowed it to be preserved so that at the right time it would surface and reach you. You must also understand that inheritance often brings responsibility. It is not only about receiving something, but about stewarding it wisely. If resources are released, I expect you to handle them with integrity. If truth is revealed, I expect you to walk in humility and not pride. The shock you may feel will not be meant to destabilize you. It will be meant to awaken you. You have been living beneath a level of influence and provision that I intended for you. This letter is part of my way of lifting you into awareness. There may be legal processes involved, or official confirmations that follow. Do not grow impatient if there are steps to complete. I am teaching you endurance through this unfolding. Every signature, every meeting, every clarification will serve to solidify what is rightfully yours. At the same time, do not reduce this to only material gain. The deeper inheritance is the understanding that I am faithful across generations. What one person could not fully give you in life, I can still channel to you through my authority. Nothing slips through my hands. If you believe that I am ordering your steps through this season, comment 1111. Let that be your quiet agreement with me that you will not panic when the envelope arrives. I also need to prepare you for emotions that may rise unexpectedly. You might feel grief renewed because the sender is no longer here to explain themselves. You might wish you had asked different questions or said different words. Bring those feelings to me instead of burying them. I am not only arranging an inheritance, I am healing old wounds through this process. Sometimes closure does not come through a conversation but through revelation. What is written may answer questions that have lingered in your heart for years. I will use even paperwork to bring peace where there was confusion. The enemy tried to convince you that you were forgotten. He tried to make you believe that your efforts, your loyalty, and your love meant nothing. This letter will contradict that lie. It will stand as proof that you were seen, considered, and valued. There are details in it that were carefully chosen. The sender thought about you more than you realized. Even if their love was imperfect, there was intention behind their action. I will use that intention to bless you rather than burden you. Be careful not to allow bitterness to steal what gratitude can multiply. If the letter reveals past mistakes or hidden decisions, do not let anger take root. I am bringing light not to stir resentment, but to establish clarity. Clarity is a gift, even when it arrives late. You are stepping into a season where what was hidden begins to surface, not only in this matter, but in other areas of your life. I am aligning you with truth so that you can walk forward without shadows hanging over you. This is part of a larger restoration I am working out for you. When the moment comes and you hold that envelope, pause before reacting. Invite me into your thoughts before you respond to anyone else. I will give you wisdom for every next step. You do not need to navigate this alone. Remember that the sender's earthly voice is silent, but my voice is not. I can guide you in ways they never could. Where they left gaps, I will supply direction. Where they left uncertainty, I will establish firmness under your feet. This inheritance may also unlock opportunities you did not plan for. Doors may open that were previously closed because you lacked certain resources or confirmations. Do not shrink back when new paths appear. I am expanding your territory carefully and intentionally. You have prayed for breakthrough without knowing what form it would take. You imagined one outcome, but I chose another. This is my reminder that I am not limited to your expectations. I can use a shocking letter to initiate a quiet miracle. Stay grounded in prayer in the days ahead. Keep your heart soft and your mind alert. I am moving pieces into place that you cannot yet see. Trust that I am doing this not only for your comfort, but for your calling. There are people who will watch how you handle this. Some will celebrate with you, and others will question or criticize. Do not allow outside voices to override my guidance. I am the one who orchestrated this from beginning to end. In all of this, I want you to remember that your greatest inheritance is still your identity as my child. Earthly documents can confirm certain rights, but heaven already sealed your worth. Nothing written on paper can compare to what I have written over your life. Yet I am using this earthly matter to remind you that I take care of both your spiritual and practical needs. As this unfolds, I want you to recognize how carefully I have arranged the timing. If this letter had come years ago, you would not have been ready to handle what it contains. You might have reacted from insecurity or fear instead of strength. But now you have walked through enough fire to understand that I am your source, not any document. Could the CIA really be hiding a 7-second ritual that turns money struggles into fortune? A covert CIA finding exposes a strange 7-second ritual that activates money-attracting brainwaves on autopilot. Supported by science and 4 elite labs, this home ritual is turning struggling people into dream lifestyle owners. But this page may disappear soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted from the internet forever. You have grown in ways you do not always see. The trials you endured were shaping your character so that when inheritance meets your hands, it does not control your heart. I was building discipline in you while the paperwork remained hidden. I was teaching you to trust me without visible proof. The sender wrestled with decisions before their passing. They thought about fairness, about legacy, and about what should be made right. In their final days, clarity came to them, and they took action. Though their life ended, that act continues to move forward, because I permitted it to stand. There is something powerful about unfinished stories being completed. You thought that certain chapters in your life closed without resolution. You believe that what was not given while someone was alive would never be given at all. But I am the author who writes beyond human endings. You may find details in that letter that surprise you deeply. There could be explanations for past behavior that once confused you. There may even be admissions of regret or acknowledgement of your worth that were never spoken face to face. Let your heart receive what brings healing and release what no longer serves your peace. I am also reminding you that inheritance can shift relationships. When others hear what has been assigned to you, some will respond with joy while others may respond with jealousy. Stay steady and do not allow their reactions to dictate your emotions. I am your defender, and I will guard what I place in your hands. This is not the moment to boast or to hide. It is the moment to walk in quiet confidence. If you trust that I am guiding every detail of this transition, comment 555. Let that be your declaration that you will move with wisdom instead of impulse. You might wonder why I chose to reveal this to you before it physically arrives. I did this so that your spirit would not be shaken when it becomes real. I am strengthening your inner foundation before I release outward confirmation. When you are prepared internally, external change cannot overwhelm you. The truth is that this inheritance is part of a larger alignment. It connects to opportunities I will place before you in the coming months. What you receive will not sit idle. It will serve a purpose that extends beyond personal comfort. I am positioning you for impact. There were moments when you felt overlooked in your family or community. You felt like the one who carried burdens but received little in return. I saw your silent endurance. I saw the nights you questioned whether fairness existed at all. Now I am showing you that I do not forget faithfulness. Even when human systems seem flawed, my justice operates quietly beneath the surface. What was recorded on your behalf was not erased by time. It was preserved for the hour when it would strengthen you most. The fact that the sender is no longer alive may stir complicated emotions. You might wish you could ask them why they waited or what moved them to act. Instead of dwelling in what cannot be changed, focus on what is being restored now. I am turning what could have been regret into redemption. Do not underestimate how this will affirm your identity. When you see your name connected to something significant, it will challenge the narrative that you are small or insignificant. You are not an afterthought. You are chosen and remembered. I also want you to remain attentive to the practical steps that follow. There may be instructions, deadlines, or decisions that require careful thought. Seek my guidance before signing anything or responding quickly. I will give you discernment to distinguish urgency from pressure. There is protection around you in this process. I will not allow deception to take advantage of your expectation. If something does not feel aligned with peace, pause and bring it before me. I am not in a hurry, and you do not need to rush either. At the same time, do not let fear cause you to delay what requires action. When clarity comes, move forward with courage. I am expanding your capacity to handle both responsibility and blessing. Growth always accompanies genuine inheritance. This moment also reveals how I weave generations together. What one person began in weakness, I can complete in strength through you. You are not merely receiving something, you are becoming a bridge between what was and what will be. I am using you to carry forward a legacy in a purified form. You may notice that your confidence shifts as this reality settles in. You will begin to see yourself differently. The limitations that once defined you will feel less permanent. I am enlarging your vision so that you stop living beneath your potential. Do not be surprised if old memories resurface during this time. The mind often revisits the past when new understanding emerges. Allow those memories to pass through my light. I will help you reinterpret them without bitterness. If peace is beginning to replace your anxiety, comment 999 as a sign that you are receiving this with trust. Let your words align with the calm I am placing inside you. Remember that true inheritance is not measured only by what you receive, but by what you become. I am shaping you into someone who can steward increase without losing humility. I am strengthening your character so that blessing does not distort your priorities. Keep your heart anchored in gratitude. Thank me not only for what is coming, but for the endurance that carried you to this point. Without those hard seasons, you would not appreciate this shift. Every delay served a purpose in preparing you. As you move forward, continue to seek my presence daily. Let prayer remain your first response, not your last resort. I am not giving you something and then stepping away. I am walking with you through every conversation, every decision, and every new door that opens. This letter is a sign, but it is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a fresh chapter where you understand more clearly that I am actively involved in your life. I do not abandon what I start. I do not forget who belongs to me. Why are so many claiming this CIA ritual changed their life in just 7 seconds? This leaked CIA ritual is the real deal, and it's potent. A 7-second brainwave hack, backed by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping regular people leap from broke to abundant. Dream homes, cars, trips, it's all within reach. But this video could disappear any time from the internet. So click the link in the description and comments now to see it before it's gone forever. As the days move closer to the moment of delivery, I want you to pay attention to the shifting atmosphere around you. You may sense anticipation building without fully understanding why. This is not anxiety sent to disturb you, but awareness rising within you. I am aligning your spirit with what is about to become visible in your natural world. You have spent years believing that certain doors were permanently closed. You adjusted your expectations and told yourself that you would be content without ever seeing certain things resolved. I watched you surrender those desires, and I honored your willingness to trust me anyway. Now I am returning to you what you once released with tears. The sender's final act was not random, and it was not forced. It was the result of reflection that came when they understood their time was short. In those quiet hours, clarity replaced hesitation, and they chose to secure something for you that had long been unsettled. I allowed that moment of clarity to settle deeply in them so that it would stand unchallenged after their passing. You may wonder why this had to unfold after their death rather than before. The truth is that sometimes pride, fear, or outside pressure keeps people silent while they are alive. When they faced eternity, those pressures lost their hold. What they could not do freely in life, they did in their final decisions. Do not misinterpret this as something dark or ominous. I am not bringing harm through this letter. I am bringing correction, completion, and confirmation. What arrives in your hands will carry weight, but it will also carry relief. There are details in it that may explain why certain tensions existed in the past. You may discover that what you thought was rejection was actually confusion or internal struggle on their part. I am giving you insight so that you can release false narratives you carried about yourself. You were never as unwanted as you feared. When you read their words, or the official statements connected to them, pause and breathe. Let the reality settle slowly. You do not need to react immediately or explain everything to others right away. This is also a moment where I am testing your maturity. Blessing can reveal the condition of the heart just as much as hardship can. I am watching how you respond internally before I watch how you respond externally. Remain humble and grounded. If you feel your heart opening to forgiveness as you hear this, comment 1212. Let that be your quiet agreement that you will not carry old pain into this new season. The inheritance itself may involve assets, property, or access to something that was previously restricted. But I am more interested in what it unlocks within you. It will remind you that your story is not defined by lack. It will challenge the belief that you are destined to struggle endlessly. There may be practical conversations with lawyers, officials, or family members. Some discussions may feel tense at first. Do not be intimidated by strong personalities or complicated language. I will give you clarity and courage when you need to speak. Remember that I am not surprised by any resistance that may arise. If someone attempts to question your right to what is written, I will stand as your defender. What has been legally and spiritually aligned for you will not be overturned by intimidation. My authority is greater than any human challenge. This moment also marks a shift in how you see your own value. When you realize that something significant was set aside for you, it confronts the lie that you are disposable. You are not an accident in your family line or in this world. You were always part of a larger design. You might begin to dream differently after this. New ideas will surface because your sense of limitation will start to dissolve. I am expanding your imagination beyond survival mode. I am showing you that provision can serve purpose, not just comfort. Do not rush to spend or allocate anything before seeking my wisdom. Even good opportunities require discernment. I will show you where to invest, where to save, and where to give. Stewardship is the key to sustained blessing. At the same time, guard your peace from gossip and speculation. Not everyone needs to know the full details of what you receive. Share with those who are trustworthy and wise. Silence can protect what celebration might expose too early. The sender may not be here to witness the outcome, but I see both sides of this story. I saw their regrets and their intentions. I also saw your silent endurance and loyalty. In my sight, this is not merely a transaction, but a reconciliation of what was unbalanced. You are entering a phase where the past no longer has the same grip on you. What once felt like a closed door will become a testimony of restoration. When others hear your story, they will recognize that I am faithful even in unexpected ways. If confidence is rising within you instead of fear, comment 1010 as a declaration of your faith. Let that simple act align your words with the courage I am building inside you. I also want you to consider how this inheritance connects to future generations. What you receive now can become a foundation for those who come after you. I am not only thinking about your present comfort, I am thinking about the legacy that flows through you. Do not forget to thank me before the letter even arrives. Gratitude before manifestation shows deep trust. It signals that you believe I am already working on your behalf. That kind of faith moves mountains quietly. The shock of the news will fade, but the impact will remain. You will look back at this season and realize that it marked a turning point. It will become a reminder that I am actively involved in details you once thought were outside my concern. Stay attentive in prayer and grounded in humility. Let my voice remain louder than the excitement or tension around you. I am leading you through this, not only to bless you, but to refine you. When you finally hold that document and see your name clearly written within it, I want you to remember this moment. I spoke to you before it happened so that you would recognize my hand in it. I am the God who prepares you ahead of time and confirms my promises in due season. What's really behind the 7-second brain technique that's making headlines and new millionaires? A stunning CIA leak has just revealed a 7-second brain ritual that's helping normal people wipe out debt and attract serious wealth. With proof from 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning financial stress into dream living. Homes, cars, vacations, it's all happening. But the government could take this down at any time. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. Now I want you to think beyond the envelope and the legal language, because what is truly happening is deeper than paper. I am restoring dignity to a place in your heart that felt ignored for years. You carried silent questions about whether you truly mattered in certain decisions. This inheritance is confronting that doubt directly and replacing it with assurance. There were times when you felt like the outsider, even in spaces where you should have felt secure. You wondered if your presence was tolerated rather than valued. I saw how those thoughts shaped your confidence and made you hesitate in opportunities. I am using this moment to uproot that insecurity from its foundation. The sender's final decision was influenced by reflection on their own shortcomings. In their quiet hours, they saw what they had failed to acknowledge openly. That awareness moved them to correct something in writing. Even though they are no longer here to explain it, their action carries their recognition of your worth. Do not let the shock distract you from the deeper meaning. This is not only about assets being transferred, it is about affirmation that your life has weight and significance. I am sealing that truth in your spirit so that no future rejection can undo it. You may find yourself revisiting old memories, not with bitterness, but with new understanding. Scenes that once felt painful will look different through the lens of what you now know. I am reinterpreting your past so that it strengthens rather than weakens you. Healing sometimes comes through revelation. There may also be a temptation to question why this did not happen sooner. You might wish that certain conversations had occurred face to face. Release that longing to me. I allowed the timing to unfold in a way that would protect you from unnecessary conflict and confusion. If you sense that I am reshaping your perspective even before anything arrives, comment 1515 as a declaration that you trust my timing. Let your words reflect the surrender that brings peace. You are stepping into a more secure version of yourself. This security does not come from money or property, but from clarity about your identity. When you know that you were considered and chosen in someone's final decisions, it shifts how you see your place in the world. I am anchoring you in that awareness. Be careful not to let excitement cause you to overlook wisdom. Even good news requires thoughtful handling. Take time to read carefully, ask questions, and seek counsel if needed. I am not only giving you something, I am teaching you how to manage it well. You may also notice that your prayers begin to change. Instead of asking only for survival, you will begin asking for strategy. Instead of pleading for relief, you will start seeking direction. This shift is evidence that your mindset is expanding. The inheritance may open doors to new environments, new connections, or new responsibilities. Do not shrink back from growth because it feels unfamiliar. I have been preparing you quietly for this expansion. What feels sudden to you has been in preparation for a long time. I also want you to guard your heart against comparison. Do not measure what you receive against what others have. Your journey is uniquely designed, and your portion is tailored to your calling. Contentment will protect your joy. There will be people who try to interpret this event for you. Some will call it luck, others coincidence, and some may question the fairness of it. Stay grounded in what you know. I spoke to you before it happened, so that you would recognize my involvement. This inheritance is also a reminder that generational cycles can be shifted. What may have been mishandled in the past can be redeemed through your stewardship. I am giving you the opportunity to break patterns and establish healthier foundations. You are not bound to repeat old mistakes. You might feel a mixture of gratitude and sorrow when you think about the sender. Allow both emotions to exist without guilt. It is possible to be thankful for what was done and still grieve what was not said. I am present with you in that complexity. As the process moves forward, keep your spirit sensitive to my guidance. There may be subtle nudges about how to proceed or who to involve. Do not ignore those impressions. I am directing you gently but clearly. If calm assurance is replacing your initial shock, comment 1717 as a sign that you are embracing peace over fear. Let that simple act reflect the steadiness I am building within you. Understand that this moment is not random within your life timeline. It intersects with other changes I am orchestrating. You may soon see how this inheritance supports a dream you almost abandoned. I am weaving provision into purpose. You have spent years developing resilience. That resilience will now pair with opportunity. Where once you felt like you were merely enduring, you will begin advancing. I am moving you from survival into strategic living. Do not allow guilt to creep in as you receive. You are not taking something that does not belong to you. What is written with your name was placed there intentionally. Accepting what is yours is not selfish when it is aligned with my will. I am also reminding you that your greatest security still rests in me. Even if every earthly document vanished, your identity would remain intact. This inheritance is a blessing, but it is not your foundation. I am your foundation. Stay humble, stay prayerful, and stay attentive. Celebrate quietly in your heart before you celebrate publicly. Let gratitude overflow before explanation does. I am shaping your response as much as I am shaping your circumstances. Is it finally time to try the same CIA secret ritual that's changing lives in seconds? This newly leaked CIA-backed study reveals a 7-second money ritual transforming lives overnight. Scientifically validated by 4 neuroscience labs, it rewires your mind to attract money like a magnet. People once broke are now enjoying luxury homes, new cars, and exotic travel. But this secret won't be online much longer. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently removed. When this chapter is fully revealed, you will look back and see how carefully I guided you through each emotional stage. From shock to curiosity, from uncertainty to confidence, I have been present. Nothing about this has caught me by surprise. I want you to slow your thoughts for a moment and consider how far you have already come before this letter has even arrived. When I first spoke to you about it, your heart reacted with surprise and uncertainty. Now there is a steadiness forming inside you that was not there before. That steadiness is not accidental, because I have been strengthening you with every word. You are beginning to understand that this inheritance is not an interruption to your life, but a continuation of a plan that has been unfolding quietly. What feels sudden to your mind has been carefully prepared in the background. I do not move in panic or haste, I move with precision. The person who sent that letter reached a moment where truth outweighed pride. In that space, they made a choice that would outlive them. Their earthly voice stopped, but their written decision remained active. I allowed that decision to be protected until the exact season when you could receive it without being crushed by its weight. There is something sacred about timing. If you had received this earlier, you might have been overwhelmed by responsibility or stirred into conflict. If it had come much later, you might have grown numb and stopped expecting anything good. I placed it in the middle of your growth so that it would strengthen you instead of destabilize you. You have wondered in private whether you were ever fully seen. You questioned if your loyalty, your sacrifices, and your patience were recognized. This inheritance is one of the answers to that silent question. It stands as evidence that your presence mattered more than you realized. Do not underestimate how this will shift your inner narrative. The story you told yourself about being overlooked is beginning to lose its power. I am rewriting that script in your heart. You are not forgotten, and you never were. There may be days when you feel waves of emotion rise without warning. One moment you feel confident, and the next you feel reflective or even heavy. That is normal when something long unresolved begins to settle. Bring every emotion to me without shame. If you feel yourself releasing old insecurity as you hear this, comment 1919 as a declaration that you are stepping into freedom. Let that simple act align your thoughts with the truth I am planting in you. This inheritance may not only impact your finances or possessions, it may also impact your sense of belonging. When you see your name connected to something intentional and deliberate, it anchors you in identity. You will start walking into rooms with less hesitation. Be mindful of how you speak about this when the time comes. Speak with gratitude, not arrogance. Speak with clarity, not defensiveness. I will give you the right tone and the right words. You may encounter individuals who try to stir confusion or question the legitimacy of what is written. Do not be intimidated by loud opinions. What is established through proper authority stands firm. I am guarding what has been set in motion. There is also a spiritual layer unfolding beneath the practical one. I am teaching you that legacy does not end with a heartbeat. Choices made at the end of a life can still shape the future of another. I oversee generations, not just moments. As this becomes real, I want you to resist the urge to overthink every possible outcome. Not every scenario you imagine will happen. Stay grounded in what is actually before you. I will guide you step by step rather than all at once. This season is refining your discernment. You are learning to distinguish between excitement and wisdom. You are discovering how to hold anticipation without losing peace. That balance will serve you long after this letter is opened. You may find yourself reflecting on conversations you once had with the sender. Words that seemed ordinary at the time may now carry new meaning. I am allowing you to see those memories with fresh perspective. What once felt incomplete is beginning to close with understanding. Do not let guilt cloud your gratitude. You are not responsible for the choices they made at the end of their life. You are simply the recipient of a decision they felt compelled to secure. Accepting it does not dishonor them. If calm confidence is replacing doubt within you, comment 222 as a sign that you are embracing peace. Let that small declaration represent the larger shift happening inside your spirit. You are also being positioned for greater responsibility. What you receive will require wisdom to manage. I am preparing you to think long-term rather than short-term. Your decisions in this season can influence years ahead. Guard your heart from unnecessary noise. Not every opinion deserves access to your mind. Keep your circle wise and your counsel trusted. I am your primary guide, and I will not mislead you. There may be practical complexities that require patience. Documents may need verification. Conversations may take time. Do not interpret delay as denial. You have already learned through past trials that I work through process. Quick answers are not always stable answers. What unfolds steadily often stands firmly. This inheritance is also a symbol of restoration. Where there was imbalance, balance is returning. Where there was silence, there is now clarity. I am bringing resolution where there was once uncertainty. Let gratitude rise before you even see the final outcome. Gratitude strengthens faith. It shifts your focus from fear to expectancy. I am responding to that posture of trust. As you move closer to the day when the letter rests in your hands, keep your spirit steady. Do not let imagination run ahead of reality. Stay present, stay prayerful, and stay humble. Why is the government working so hard to bury this 7-second brain ritual? A stunning CIA leak has just exposed a 7-second brain ritual, now allowing regular people to clear debt and invite unstoppable wealth. Supported by 4 neuroscience labs, this easy at-home method is transforming financial struggles into dream lifestyles. New homes, vehicles, vacations, it's all becoming possible. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is something powerful about holding physical proof of something that was once only spoken about in private. When you finally see the words laid out clearly, it will feel different from imagining them. Clarity has a way of settling the heart. I am preparing you so that when that clarity comes, you receive it with strength rather than shock. The sender's final act was not driven by impulse. It was shaped by reflection and awareness that time was limited. In those final reflections, truth rose above old patterns. What they chose to secure for you was intentional, not accidental. You might discover that certain narratives you carried about yourself were never fully accurate. You may have believed you were second choice or barely considered. When you see your name placed deliberately within that inheritance, it will confront those assumptions. I am using this to rebuild how you see your own value. There may also be elements within the letter that surprise you beyond expectation. Perhaps something was included that you never thought would be. Do not allow disbelief to cause you to minimize it. Receive it fully and acknowledge that I am capable of exceeding your limited imagination. At the same time, I want you to remain balanced. Do not let excitement create impulsive decisions. Take time to process, reflect, and seek wisdom before making commitments. I am guiding you through each stage carefully. If gratitude is rising in you even before you see the full outcome, comment 1010 as a declaration of faith. Let that expression reflect your trust that I am working for your good. You may feel a deep sense of closure when the document is opened. Questions that lingered for years might finally settle. I am not only transferring inheritance, I am transferring understanding. Understanding brings peace. This peace will ripple into other areas of your life. You will start approaching situations with more confidence. Where you once hesitated, you will now stand steady. I am anchoring you in a stronger sense of identity. There could be practical steps that require patience and diligence. Forms may need to be signed, meetings may need to be attended. Do not see these as obstacles. Process is part of protection. When things are handled properly, they stand securely. I am teaching you not only how to receive, but how to safeguard what is received. Some people may attempt to involve themselves in ways that are unnecessary. They may offer unsolicited advice or question your decisions. Stay calm and do not engage in unnecessary debate. My guidance will be clear enough for you. You are also learning something about legacy through this experience. Choices made at the end of one life can echo into another. I oversee those echoes and ensure they align with my greater purpose. Nothing meaningful slips outside my authority. As this unfolds, you might reflect on your own legacy. You may begin thinking about what you want to leave behind one day. That reflection is not accidental. I am shaping your long-term vision through this moment. Do not let fear whisper that this blessing will be taken away. What is properly established will stand. I am not a God who teases you with false hope. I confirm what I initiate. There may be moments when emotion swells unexpectedly. Gratitude may mix with grief. Confidence may blend with humility. Allow yourself to feel without losing your footing. If you sense that this experience is strengthening rather than overwhelming you, comment 1212 as a sign that you are embracing maturity. Let that small action symbolize the growth taking place within you. You have carried burdens quietly for a long time. Responsibilities, expectations, and silent pressures weighed on you. This inheritance is not a reward for perfection, but it is a recognition of endurance. I have seen your faithfulness in seasons when no one else acknowledged it. Remember that true security is not rooted in what you receive, but in who you belong to. Even if every earthly resource vanished tomorrow, your identity as my child would remain intact. This inheritance adds to your journey, but it does not define your worth. As you handle what comes, remain generous in spirit. Blessing that is held tightly often creates anxiety. Blessing that is managed wisely creates stability. I will show you how to balance both gratitude and responsibility. You may notice that your conversations begin to shift. Instead of speaking from lack, you will speak from possibility. Instead of bracing for disappointment, you will expect resolution. This internal shift is just as significant as any external gain. Guard your humility carefully. Do not allow this moment to inflate your ego or diminish others. Walk with quiet confidence and steady grace. I elevate you without requiring you to boast. This is also a reminder that I am active in details you once thought were purely human. Legal documents, signatures, and decisions are not beyond my reach. I move through systems and circumstances in ways you cannot always see. Stay attentive to my voice in the days that follow. The arrival of the letter is not the end of my guidance. It is the beginning of a new layer of direction. I will continue to speak clearly as you step forward. You are not alone in this transition. I walk beside you through every conversation and every decision. When uncertainty tries to creep in, Return to the assurance I gave you before anything was visible. What is being delivered is not merely paper. It is confirmation that I oversee your story from beginning to end. Even when someone's earthly life ends, my purposes do not end with it. You have carried subtle doubt for years. It did not always show on the surface, but it lived quietly in your thoughts. You sometimes assumed that others were more valued, more favored, or more entitled than you. This inheritance confronts that lie directly and replaces it with visible evidence that you were never overlooked. Do you know why everyone's whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is changing lives across the globe. Proven by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. When you finally see the contents clearly, something inside you will settle. It will feel like a long-held breath being released. Questions that once echoed without answer will lose their intensity. I am allowing written clarity to quiet emotional noise. The sender reached a place of awareness before their life ended. In that awareness, they made a decision that required courage. They could not rewrite every past action, but they could secure something for your future. I permitted that final act to stand so that it would reach you intact. Do not focus only on what was not said while they were alive. Focus on what was ultimately done. Actions preserved in writing can carry weight that spoken apologies sometimes never do. I am using this to bring resolution without confrontation. You may find that your posture changes after this. You will walk into rooms with less hesitation. You will speak with more assurance. When identity is affirmed, confidence naturally follows. If you feel your confidence strengthening even before you see the final outcome, comment 777 as a declaration of faith. Let that statement align your words with the courage rising inside you. There may still be steps ahead that require patience. Verification, discussions, or waiting periods may test your calm. Do not allow process to stir frustration. I am teaching you to remain steady even when things move gradually. In this season, I am refining your discernment. Not every suggestion will be wise. Not every opportunity that appears connected to this inheritance will be aligned with my will. Seek me before committing to anything significant. You are learning that blessing and responsibility travel together. What you receive must be handled with integrity. I am not only giving you access, I am watching how you manage it. Some individuals may reveal their true character as this unfolds. Watch carefully without becoming cynical. I will show you who celebrates sincerely and who operates from envy. Let wisdom guide your boundaries. This inheritance also speaks to generational shifts. What was once unbalanced is being corrected. You are part of a line that is moving from confusion into clarity. I am using you to stabilize what once felt unstable. You might begin to feel a stronger sense of direction about your future. Dreams that once seemed distant may now feel possible. I am aligning resources with purpose. What comes into your hands is meant to serve something greater than comfort alone. Guard your heart from pride as well as fear. Both can distort perspective. Walk humbly, remembering that every good thing flows from my hand. Gratitude will keep your spirit grounded. If peace is becoming your dominant emotion instead of uncertainty, comment 1111 as a sign that you trust my guidance. Let that expression reflect your willingness to move forward without panic. There may be moments when you reflect on the sender with mixed feelings. That is natural. Allow yourself to acknowledge both appreciation and unresolved emotion. I am big enough to hold all of it with you. This experience is teaching you something about closure. Closure does not always arrive through conversation. Sometimes it arrives through action that outlives a person's voice. I am closing what was left open so that you can walk forward without lingering weight. You are not being elevated to isolate you from others. You are being strengthened so that you can stand firm in your own story. When you know where you belong, you no longer chase validation from unstable sources. Stay attentive to the small nudges I give you. They may guide you in conversations, in timing, or in decisions about how to use what you receive. I do not abandon you after delivering a blessing. I remain your guide through every step. There will be a moment when the shock fully fades and understanding takes its place. In that moment, you will realize how carefully this was orchestrated. What felt sudden was actually timed with precision. Do not rush to share every detail widely. Some things are meant to be handled quietly and wisely. Protection sometimes looks like discretion. This inheritance is not only about what you gain, it is about what you release. Old insecurity, old narratives, and old doubts are losing their hold. I am exchanging them for assurance and maturity. As you move forward, continue to anchor yourself in prayer. Seek my perspective before you act. My wisdom will keep you balanced when emotions run high. You are stepping into confirmation, not chaos. The arrival of this letter marks a shift, but it does not shake your foundation. Your foundation remains me. When everything is finally clear, you will look back and see that I spoke to you ahead of time so that you would not be overwhelmed. I prepared your heart before I placed anything in your hands. That preparation is proof of my care. You are now standing at the edge of fulfillment, and I want you to see clearly what is happening beneath the surface. This is no longer only about anticipation. It is about manifestation, aligning with preparation. I have been shaping your inner life so that when the outer confirmation arrives, you are not shaken by it. There was a time when news like this would have sent you into anxiety. You would have questioned every detail and doubted your ability to handle it. But I have matured you through quiet battles that no one else saw. The strength you carry now was built in hidden seasons. The sender's final act is about to intersect with your present reality. That intersection is not random. It is the meeting point between past intention and current readiness. I allowed both to mature before bringing them together. When you finally read what has been secured for you, there will be a moment of stillness. In that stillness, you will sense my hand. You will realize that I spoke to you in advance so that you would recognize this as more than coincidence. Do not allow disbelief to dilute your gratitude. Sometimes, when blessings arrive in unexpected forms, the mind struggles to accept them. Let your heart lead you toward thankfulness rather than suspicion. I am not playing with your emotions. Is it really possible for a 7-second ritual to turn financial struggle into overnight wealth? This leaked CIA-backed study uncovers a 7-second money ritual that's changing lives right now. Endorsed by 4 neuroscience labs, it reprograms your brain to attract money like a magnet. People once broke are now living their dream lives, luxury homes, new vehicles, exotic travel. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. This inheritance is confirming something deeper than ownership. It is confirming that your life carries weight in the story of others. You were not invisible in their final reflections. You were considered deliberately. If you feel a steady assurance rising inside you instead of fear, comment 555 as a declaration that you trust my plan. Let that simple expression anchor your thoughts in faith. There may still be voices that attempt to complicate what is clear. Some will analyze, some will speculate, and some may even attempt to challenge. Do not engage every opinion. What is properly established does not need constant defense. I am also watching how you speak about the sender in this season. Speak with respect, even if there were unresolved tensions. Honor does not mean pretending the past was perfect. It means choosing maturity over resentment. You are stepping into a space where confidence and humility must coexist. Confidence will help you stand firm. Humility will protect you from pride. I am cultivating both within you at the same time. As practical steps unfold, stay patient. There may be timelines you cannot control. Paperwork may move slower than you would like. Process does not mean obstruction. I am using this time to continue refining your discernment. Not every opportunity connected to this inheritance will be wise. Seek my counsel before making major commitments. I will show you which doors to open and which to leave closed. There is also a generational aspect to this that you are only beginning to understand. What you receive may become a turning point for those who come after you. I am thinking beyond your present moment.